For the love of Jesus, I met stupid people in my time, but you take the biscuit. Fuck off. Was that the serial cunt? I wasn't even fucking talking to you. I was talking to fucking Maurice, the gob she put in the hand in his fucking head.
If you've watched my videos before, you'd probably know I'm Irish. Now, when you think of countries associated with Thomas, you'd think of, the UK, which is where Thomas is from, the US, because he had a big impact there, and Japan, because they're fucking obsessed with him. But Ireland, I doubt you'd think Ireland. Even when Thomas started to bring in more international characters, like in the Great Race, there was no Irish contestants. No fucking paddies. I will say this though, when I first saw the Great Race trailer, I actually thought Rajiv was meant to be the Irish contestant. I'm not actually joking, I'm being serious. But despite all that, Thomas and Ireland have crossed paths a few times in the past. I wanted to do this for St. Patrick's Day, but it would have taken ages because I made that crossovers video, and also if I rushed it, it wouldn't be good at all. So today, let's go through all the times Thomas and Ireland have crossed paths. Ireland might have been the second country that the Railway series was published in, as it's right beside the UK of course. In fact, 3 Railway series stories were inspired by events that happened in Ireland. Cows was based on 2 events, one of them being in Ireland, which involved a herd of cows charging and breaking a train on the 28th of November 1952. Birdie's Chase is based off an event that happened in Ireland. The crash in Steamroller was also based on a crash that happened in Cork in 1927. But one of the most prominent Irish aspects about Thomas is where Sodor is located, the Irish Sea. You know the All in Sodor book, which mentions Sodor's history in the Railway series? That has a few mentions of Ireland. Irish saints such as Matchan, Luach, Ronan, Hab Louis II, Aban and Brendan are mentioned in the book. Saint Matchan and Saint Ronan were actually the namesakes for Kirk Matchan and Kirk Ronan. Even things such as the Battle of Clontarf and Dublin are mentioned in the book, such as how Sigurd the Stout, who was a real person, died in the Battle of Clontarf. This is from the Thomas Wiki. For Sigurd the Stout, one of the first images is from the Thomas Wiki. Oh my god. Godred Crovan, King of Sodor from 1067 and 1095, ruled from Dublin around 1079. During the Great Rebellion, Cronk, having been promised Irish help via Harwick and Peel Godred, held out for 4 months against Cromwell, but the relief never came. Reverend Nicholas Dreswick wrote books that played great emphasis on the importance of Sodor as an outpost in the direction of Ireland. In the Sudric language, Ireland is called Niran, and the Irish Sea is called... I'm not even going to attempt to say that. The current Sudric language was brought over by Norsemen raised in Ireland who had acquired Middle Irish, such as Godred MacHarald. The character Coldy's name came from Christian communities in Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England in the Middle Ages. The Wellsworth and Sudbury and Tidmouth, Knapford and Elsbridge railways, 2 predecessors of the Northwestern, were in the process of amalgamation before the Northwestern was founded, as a strategic railway for coastal defence against possible danger from Ireland. What the fuck did Sodor have against Ireland? Or Ireland have against Sodor? I don't know. In 1920, the NWR started daily sailings to Dublin from Kirk Ronan and had enough success to disturb the LMS. Sailings to Dublin still continued, but following the agreement of 1925, they are on Tuesdays and Fridays as a local service only. Scarloi's standard gauge converter is based on the one Guinness brewery engines used. There's a village in County Laois called Vickerstown, with the same spelling as Sodor's one. But no, Audrey did not name Sodor's Vickerstown after it, but rather the area in Barrow and Furnish, which was spelled differently. There's a town in Kilkenny called Callan, and there's also a pizza restaurant called Boko in Dublin.
Boko!
The Boko restaurant actually used to own a pizza truck in a pub car park in Clontarf, which I actually passed before on the bus before. But unfortunately, it's shut down. I'm gonna miss that.
He's always on the scene, fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean.
Oh, on a quick side note, Edgar Hodges, who illustrated the 1979 and 1980 annuals, and the book Famous Engines, also illustrated a colouring book that featured the Railway Preservation Society of Ireland's engines called Steam Trains of the British Isles. That's a bit controversial because most of us Irish, well not me, but most of the Irish don't like the term British Isles, it's very controversial. The closest we get to Ireland in the Thomas TV series is when a crane loads Luke onto the ship in Blue Man Mystery. So I guess we get to see an Irish crane? From the 1980s to the 2000s, the RTE had a children's strand called The Den, which was similar to the British CBBC and CITV. The Den had puppet characters like Dustin the Turkey and Zig and Zag.
Well, you should do it. About 700 million, 800 million, or about maybe 700 million pounds in your world, right? Pounds.
What do you mean?
I deal in dollars, but you deal in pounds, right?
700 million pounds to set up Zoglands in Slough.
Be very easy for you to do.
Now, Tugs first appeared on The Den on the 3rd of December 1990, but Thomas didn't make its way into The Den till the 12th of September 1996, which would have meant the only way to watch Thomas in Ireland was either through British channels or VHS. But you want to know the funny thing? The Fat Controller actually appeared in The Den on the 30th of April 1999, talking to the puppets Dustin and Socky, along with the presenter Damien McCall. The Fat Controller was played by Simon Fisher-Becker, who unfortunately left us recently.
Dustin, I want you to meet somebody here. This is Sir Topham Hatt and Socky and Dustin. Sir Topham Hatt, the Fat Controller from Thomas the Tank.
Hello, I'm very pleased to meet you.
You wouldn't have a lend him a bit of money, would you?
No, I wouldn't lend anybody any money. I keep money to myself, young lad. Now, be careful of me Thomas there.
Well, come here. Tell us, what's the gossip? What's happening with all the engines and all? Like, what's Gordon and Edward? What's everyone up to?
Yes, it is really. It is.
What happened the day it rained and Gordon didn't want to leave the tunnel?
Oh, well, of course, he was being very naughty because he has to be on time. Everybody has to be on time.
Oh,
Otherwise,
trains
they
have to be on time.
They have to be
They
on
do,
time.
and then everyone starts
I
complaining.
told him he had to come out the tunnel, and when he didn't come out the tunnel, I decided to teach him a lesson, and so I bricked him up.
Oh, so he couldn't get out.
Serves you right,
So
Gordon.
he couldn't get out, and he stayed there.
Well, of course,
Mr. Fat Controller, I was just going to ask him, you seem to like Mrs. Kindly quite a lot. Miss Kindly.
Hey, go on, you good thing, what? Hey,
No, Mrs. Kindly.
hey, go on, you good thing, hey, what?
Yes.
And Stern, what? Hey?
I don't particularly like the sort of nasturtiums that you're passing here. No, Mrs. Kindly is a very
pass
helpful
nothing.
and useful member of the community. She saved a disaster by putting her red knickers out on the line.
Right.
You can't say red knickers. You say red knickers. Oh my word!
I-
I remember that because I've read loads of Thomas books and I've watched
Alright.
most of the Thomas episodes.
Oh, I see. I'm not allowed to say knickers, so was that a bloomer?
Oh no, you can say I was a bloomer.
That was a
hey,
blue- hey,
hey,
yeah.
I have a Thomas the Tank Engine duvet. It's cool. It is.
Yeah, I got
it
a
is
Thomas
pretty
the Tank Engine scarf.
Yeah.
It's also said in this interview that the Fat Controller would be visiting the RDS on the weekend, which was the 1st and 2nd of May 1999.
And of course, you can be seen at the Baby and Kids show.
Oh, the baby and kids show indeed. yeah.
In the RDS.
In the RDS
yes,
this weekend.
full fridge.
This weekend, that's right.
Yes.
With Molly and Rossa.
And if anybody wants to see me, they can come to the Pillsbury Thomas Toaster Pocket Stand, and I'll be more than happy to sign a photograph or two.
And now, sit back and enjoy our feature presentation.
Now here's something that's a bit mysterious. Shining Time Station allegedly aired on TV3, now known as Virgin Media 1. I say allegedly because there's rarely any proof of it online. The Shining Time Station wiki used to have a page on TV3, but it's since been deleted. Not only did the Shining Time Station wiki mention TV3, but also Sodor Ireland fan site did. And the Wikipedia page 1996 in Irish television says that the Shining Time Station episode "'Tis a Gift" aired on Christmas Day 1996. Personally, I don't think Shining Time aired in Ireland, as I doubt they would air in Ireland but not in the UK. It seems so unlikely. Thomas continued to air on The Den for many years, and when the RTE rebranded its children's programming in 2010, Thomas would air on the RTE Junior strand, and continues to do so to this day. Remember the Big and All Aboard live tours? Yeah, did you know that the All Aboard live tour actually was in Northern Ireland? It was shown at Belfast Odyssey Arena. There's a video from the Irish Thomas YouTuber WE2 going over this. Ronan. Around 2008, the live show Thomas Saves the Day was shown in the RDS in Dublin. Oh yeah, did you know Michael White commented on one of the only clips of this show on YouTube? And not to mention, the Little Big Club, which consisted of many hit entertainment characters, came to Dublin in August 2011, where Thomas shared the stage with characters like Fireman Sam, Bob the Builder, and others. One of the most popular annual TV events in Ireland is the Late Late Toy Show, which the Irish show, The Late Late Show, does every single fucking Christmas. Thomas toys, of course, have been featured in it many times. In 2000, host Pat Kenny shows the interactive My First Thomas toys of Edward and James.
Thomas the Tank Engine, okay? These are interactive Thomases, right? And they talk to each other.
I have number 2 on my tender.
Okay, and off you go.
5 is the best number to be.
You know, it's amazing that Ringo Starr made more money out of Thomas the Tank Engine than he did out of the Beatles.
No, Pa, he didn't. That was Michelangelo's, not Ringo Starr. In 2020, host Ryan Tuberty introduces a child called Aidan Pinto, an 8-year-old from Middleton in County Cork, Ireland. He is a massive Thomas fan. Tuberty even plays a Thomas version of Mastermind with him.
Everybody, this is Mastermind. It's too bright in here. Please. Please. That's more like it. Aidan Pinto, I have some questions for you. I need you to answer them correctly in order to win a small prize.
Okay.
I am a little blue tank engine and I wear the number 1. Correct answer. When was Thomas the Tank Engine built?
1913.
What colour is Rusty?
Orange.
Correct answer. What is Percy's main job?
To pull the mail.
Delivering the mail is the correct answer. How does Mr. Conductor travel, Aidan?
Gold dust.
Correct answer. We are twin engines from Scotland and we wear...
Donald and Douglas.
Good God in heaven above. Who created Thomas the Tank Engine?
Wilbur Tawdry.
Is the correct answer. Your knowledge is frightening. What is the fastest train in Thomas?
Mallard.
Is the correct answer. What was the greatest band of all time that happened to feature a drummer called Ringo Starr?
Beatles.
Correct answer! Oh, well done. Now, I will tell you, I made up the last question. Just to see, you know, but I think we got you.
Even though Aidan apparently gets every question right, Thomas wasn't actually built in 1913, 1915 is the right answer. And why did he say Mallard was the fastest train? Yeah, he says Rusty's orange. Stick to one cannon, kid. Also, if both Pat and Ryan prove anything to you, it shows that when you ask the Irish public about Thomas, they always say, Ringo Starr was the voice of Thomas. Thomas has definitely appeared other times on the Late Late Toy Show, but, you know, there's not many videos of it online. The most famous toy shop in Ireland has to be Smyths Toys Superstores, and it's probably the most popular in the UK as well nowadays. And of course, Thomas toys are sold there because why not? Like Thomas stuff is seen in the virtual tour of the shop from 2013. Smyths have also made Thomas DVD box sets, 5 of them. I remember having the Ultimate Christmas gift set, which had 2 DVDs and 2 story library books. Thomas has also appeared in a few Smyths ads, and in recent years, Smyths is what I call has become Britannised or Britishized, as it's more British than Irish now, even though it's an Irish shop. But Smyths did make a video to celebrate Thomas's 75th anniversary in 2020, and they also partnered up with Mattel to make a YouTube series called Storytime with Thomas that had the Fat Controller telling stories. For the 80th anniversary this year, Smyths sponsored the 80th anniversary podcast.
This Thomas and Friends 80th anniversary podcast is brought to you by Smyths Toys Superstores. Join the celebration and find all your favourite Thomas and Friends engines, exclusive playsets and more at Smyths Toys and smithstoys.com.
There have been a few Thomas characters inspired by Ireland, whether it be their names, their voice, or they just are Irish. This includes Murphy from Thomas Comes Home, whose name was revealed by Clive Spong in 2022, Tom Tipper's accent in the US narration of Mind That Bike.
It is indeed. That accident did me a good turn, Percy.
Salty's accent in the US dub of Series 6.
Ahoy, mateys! Salty, pride of the 7 seas. I'm a new diesel and I'm here to give you some help.
Patrick the Cement Mixer's accent in the US dub.
Out of the way, young'uns. He's Patrick. Someone important coming through.
In fact, around 2013, Irish actor and comedian Ardal O'Hanlon, your man who played Father Dougal in Father Ted, was asked to voice Patrick, but he declined the role because he thought it was Irish stereotyping, because he's a cement mixer.
Recently I was asked to provide one of the voices for one of the trains in Thomas the Tank Engine. I know a train's not an animal, but it's... I just remembered that. But it wasn't a train, though. It was a cement mixer, which was very upsetting. Patrick the Cement Mixer, to be precise. No hint of racial stereotyping there.
Patrick, the lazy and inefficient cement mixer.
More or less. So I declined, being a man of dignity.
So we'll see who ends up playing that part.
Yeah.
And then we can judge them for doing it.
Now this implies that Patrick was going to come back to CGI, but he never did. Freddie's accent in the UK dub of Series 12.
You're in a hurry. Ah, thank you. It would be an honour.
Connor and Caitlin's accents.
Hello there. I'm Connor.
And I'm Caitlin.
And Oliver the Excavator's accent in the CGI series.
Hello, Alfie. Hello, Jack. Oh, sorry I'm late. I took a wrong turn.
Keep away. Just leave me alone. Please. Even better. Just leave me be. I don't want any help. Because I'm a jinx. I'm bad luck. Nobody wants a jinx. Oh, isn't there? You'll soon find out. Stand off me.
Remember Patch from Tatmer? He was going to be Irish, according to the character notes of the film. Of course, there are two Thomas characters that are known for being Irish, Luke and Miss Jenny. Luke especially, in the fact Blue Man Mystery feels very Irish. The background music... and the song at the end. The Jack and the Pack series also feels very Irish, you know, Thomas Terra said it.
It's how Irish it feels, you know, like Jack and Alfie having very Celtic sounding themes, Miss Jenny being from Northern Ireland, Oliver having an Irish accent.
And you know, there's also been a few Irish people who've worked on Thomas. Jerry Parks, an Irish born Canadian who was in Shannington Station, and he played the character Barton Winslow. He was best known for playing Doc in Fraggle Rock.
I got trouble with the scheme, man.
Hey, trouble with Schemer. Hey, Barton, why don't you make like a tree and take a hike?
Pierce Brosnan, the James Bond actor who narrated The Great Discovery, was born in Louth, and recently it was revealed why Brosnan didn't go on to narrate the show, thanks to Ben Goslin. Greg Tiernan, the man behind Nitrogen Studios, directed series 13 to 16 and the 4 specials, was born in Dublin, and he actually grew up with Thomas, reading the Railway series and watched the original show. Michael Legge, the voice of Luke, was born in Down in Northern Ireland. And for those that don't know, he actually quit acting in 2017 and he's currently a life coach. Jonathan Forbes, voice of Connor, was born in Dublin. Rebecca O'Mara, former voice of Caitlin, was also born in Dublin. And of course, Michael White, a fan of Thomas, was born in Northern Ireland and was an episode writer for both Thomas and All Engines Go. Now here's something you might be wondering. Has Thomas ever been dubbed into Irish? Well, according to someone on Reddit, him and his friends remember an Irish dub of Thomas in series 13 to 16 airing on TG Carr's block, Coola Cahar. I personally don't remember seeing this, but if anyone does, please let me know. In February 2024, it was announced that Series 2 of All Engines Go would be getting an Irish dub by the RT, and with an estimated release date of August. The Irish dub, however, didn't come out till the 6th of January 2025, and it's currently on RT Junior. A Thomas chair was seen in the episode of the Irish show Roy called Magical Roy. I also remember a Thomas magazine appeared in the shop in an episode of the Irish soap opera Fair City. I remember Spencer being on it. In Irish secondary school, you do 2 major state exams. In 3rd year, which for my international viewers is year 9, you do the junior cert. In 6th year, year 12 basically, you do the leaving cert. In a leaving cert exam paper for design and communication graphics, the 2006 wooden railway Sodor suspension bridge is used as an image for the first question in section A.
Oh, hello,
my darling son? 600 points, yes? Father, I'm afraid I only got 580. What? What about Law and Trinity? Trinity is out of the question. I'm going to have to settle for UCD.
On the 14th of January 2025, Irish Radio News Talk interviewed Brandon Carty, director of An Unlikely Fandom. Carty discussed about Brit after her death. Also, there's also a few unofficial Thomas replicas throughout Ireland, mainly statues. But here's something that's mad. Oakfield Park in Donegal sometimes has the Earl of Oakfield, which is a diesel by the way, dressed up as Thomas. Well, at least something that resembles Thomas. Is this official? I don't think so, it doesn't seem so. And the Thomas toy appears in the Rory Stories video called In a Busy House, Good Internet is Key. Go on, Rory.
Dad, I got my results. Good man, how'd you get on? I got all honours. All honours? Oh, congratulations, well done. Now, forget about that, that's a lot of shite, okay? It's all about the leaving cert. Oh, I thought you said it was all about... Ah, forget what I said about that junior cert, it's all about your leaving cert, that's a lot of shite, alright?
As well as a drawing of Duck the Great Western Engine appears in a Sergeant Ducky video called Living with Glasses the Sequel. Oh yeah, Sergeant Ducky was in a Thomas Tourist video.
Well, I for one absolutely agree with you lads. This Luke really does sound like the best Thomas character.
Fun fact, this duck drawing was actually done by Thomas Tourist. At the end of the day, while Thomas didn't have the biggest impact in Ireland compared to the UK, US or even Japan, he still made lots of Irish childhoods, including my own. Ask any Irish person what they watched growing up, and chances are Thomas would be one of them they would say. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you all soon.
That's better than beans on toast. That's better than a breakfast roll. Sure, all I need is a packet of tato. That's better than cheese and ham. That's better than bread and jam. Sure, all I need is a packet of tato.
3, 2, 1. Love a curry on a Saturday night.
I will become Ireland Prime Minister.
Yes!
I will make walking free, sitting free, everything free.